All right, welcome back to the second part of our Handscape project. Now in the first video, I explained a little bit about this worksheet and practicing different ways to create value in a piece of artwork, as well as gesture drawing and contour line drawing. Again, contour line drawing you've been doing your whole life. It is practicing drawing the outer shape of things and maybe a few details on the inside, but not necessarily as strongly, especially when you're just starting to draw. And then gesture drawing is real quick. You're breaking things down into shapes. And then I additionally showed you how to break the hand down into shapes. Now I want to share with you where we're going with this project. So the handout, which you could get right online, Dreaming of Handscapes, is all about creating a piece of artwork that is surrealistic. So value, you've already learned a little bit about through our last project, but making neutral tones, making a range between super light and deep, deep darks. Surrealism was a movement from the 20th century that happened not just in art, but in literature. And people really tried to create imagery that was dreamlike by trying to unlock your creative potential. And many of these images seem very strange to look at, but in a dream, it would make total sense. So the first part of this project, I wanted to share with you an artist named Salvador Dali. And as you can already tell from this picture, he was quite the character. He is most well known for this piece right here, Persistence of a Memory from 1931, with the melting clocks. And when you look at his pieces here, you can see that he has taken recognizable things, but either organized them or distorted them in a way that you haven't seen before. For example, right down here, besides the clocks, looking at the butterflies and how the butterflies are glowing, but they're also weirdly casting a shadow here, which is very strange. This picture here he had done of his then girlfriend, and all of these orbs sort of coming together to create this almost Renaissance-like image of that gal. And then here with the elephants with these really long legs and like these little like homes or towers right on top. So images that you're pairing together that would make sense only in a dreamscape. And he did say that when he was 6, he wanted to be a cook. At 7, he wanted to be Napoleon, and his ambitions just grew steadily there ever since. I believe in this picture, this was his pet chicken. Not only did he do paintings, he did a lot with photography as well. But surrealism is a really fun era of art history to examine. So with our piece, what you're going to do is integrate a real-life drawing of your hand into a surrealistic environment. So here are a couple example pieces that were done from students. The first part is to practice, of course, drawing your hand. Working with value, which we've done a little bit so far. You've been practicing drawing your hand, breaking it down into shapes, looking at the proportions, starting to create form with shading. And then the next part is to pick a hand that you have created that you like, your sketches, and then put it together in a surrealistic environment, okay? Remember, with drawing sketches, 3 is always the magic number. If you're working remotely, please send me those sketches. So let me share with you an example piece, and I have many more. Folks who are here are going to see more. But this was done by McKenna Poulton last year. And so she had the realistic drawing of her hand that she really liked, and she paired it with something that is very surrealistic. Okay? So you may start playing with lights and value on your hand before you get going. And then figure out how you're going to make it surreal. Here is my example. Ooh, I'm going to take it out of here so it doesn't look quite as shiny in the light here. And I had done this one years ago, and I explained to students that when I did it, I had my left hand posed, and I draw with my right hand, I write with my right hand, And I wanted to create almost like the hand growing out of this rocky structure. And then I decided to have mountain climbers climbing up as if it's perfectly normal to be climbing on a giant hand. So there's many, many ways that you can go about doing this, which is really fantastic. You're only limited by your imagination here, which is fantastic as well, being able to have those resources. If you need to look up surrealistic imagery, you can, but I find it's easier to kind of look more specifically at surrealistic artists like Salvador Dali, or another one that's really good is Rene Magritte. He has some really interesting pieces as well. Not all are appropriate for school, but they're very interesting. So you'll be able to find right on class pages the worksheet, the handout, the rubric, the Dali handout as well. And if you've already hopefully practiced sketching your hand, the next thing is to consider how you'll pair this into a surrealistic scene. So I would go back to your sketchbook and consider that before you move on ahead. Okay? But if you have any questions, just let me know, because I'm definitely here to help. Have a great day.